Avoidance of failure is not a sign of strength. Okay, you can try all you can to avoid failure, but that does not show that you're strong. Many people at times are like, mentally it's not going. Mentally, man, I don't know, I feel like I should just give up. It's not working. Well, mental strength is not about the success you make. Mental strength is all about your reaction when failure comes. So in other words, you're not mentally strong because you did not fail. You're mentally strong based on your reaction when the failure comes. So let me show you some signs to know if you're mentally strong, you're mentally okay. There are a few signs you can see to know if you're mentally strong. But before we get to those signs, if you have not subscribed to our channel, please do well to subscribe to The Professional Mindset and like our videos. We have a whole lot of very amazing and interesting videos that will help improve your mind and help you build a professional world around you. Help us share to as many as possible, and drop a comment in the comment section what you wish we talk about as far as your professional life is concerned, as far as your career is concerned. You drop it in the comment section and we'll be very much available to make the videos for you. So one of the easiest ways to know if you're mentally strong, number one, is your calmness in the midst of pressure. If you're able to stay calm in the midst of pressure, then definitely I can say you have control over your mind. And in other words, mentally you're kind of strong. There are times when pressure comes and you're just like, you lose your mind. You're like, man, I can go crazy. I just lost it, and you just start talking anyhow. You just react anyhow, and then you start regretting later. That's always a hard one, That's a heavy one. But if you're able to have access to controlling your mind under pressure, now, no matter the level of pressure, you're able to control your mind. You're able to stay calm under pressure, then most definitely you have a strong mental health. Secondly, how do you know you have a strong mental stability? To know that you're strong mentally, you accept responsibility. There are people who deny responsibility. Now, when we talk about them denying the responsibility here, it's in areas like something goes wrong and then they're very quick to deny it. Meanwhile, they are the cause of it. But accepting responsibility for your action is a very clear sign to show that mentally you're strong. Yeah. So people who deny responsibility, of course, that's because mentally they are weak. They don't know how to go about it. They cannot clear their own mess. They're not bold enough to say, I caused this destruction. I caused this downfall. That's a heavy lump to swallow, right? Of course not. But then, if you're able, to accept your faults, you're able to take responsibility for your actions, that's a clear sign to show that mentally you're strong. And thirdly, learning from failure. Yeah, if you need to be strong mentally, you must learn from your failure. One thing is that the avoidance of failure is not a sign of strength. Okay, you can try all you can to avoid failure, but that does not show that you're strong. So what actually shows that you're strong is when you accept the failure and then you learn from it. You learn from the failure. You pick out the lesson in the failure and then you try to move ahead. That's what shows, or that's what indicates an aspect to prove that mentally you're strong, mentally you're capable, mentally you're fit. Yes, accepting the failure, learning from the failure. If you cannot learn from your failure, then definitely you have not even started, because you don't fail because you failed. You fail because you did not learn from the failure, meaning your inability to learn from the failure. It's a sign to show that you are ready to fail again. Yeah, because you will repeat the same error that made you fail in the first place. So definitely, you must be able to learn from your failure if you are ready to move forward, if you're ready to show your mental capacity. Learn from the failure, pick up from the failure, and then boom, success will come next. Emotional control. Oh God, that's one element you need for mental strength. Emotional control. If you want to be strong mentally, or you want to know if you're strong mentally, then you rate yourself and realize that you have control over your emotions. Because I bet you, if you don't have control over your emotions, oh, definitely you're doomed. Yeah, because you're just going to react over nothing. You know, there are some scenarios where people even react when they don't even yet have an accurate knowledge of what is wrong. But just by the fact that they just hear something that breaks their emotions, automatically it becomes a bond of contention. And then most of the times when they start looking at it analytically, they start regretting their actions. You know, you don't have control over your emotions, then you're very much likely to fall into a trap, you fall into a pit, because you know your emotions don't reason. Let me put it that way. Your emotions don't reason. You know, your emotions are just ready to jump out like a stimulus response. You know, you just respond without even looking at the consequences. Yes, because at that point where you are responding to stimulus, your brain doesn't reason consequences. Okay, it's just like that vivid action. You just move very fast, and then in the course of moving very fast, you cause another incident. Yeah. Now it is when that incident happens that your brain now comes down to reason it out. Oh, if I had known, I would have done it this other way. Yeah, but once you don't have control over your emotions, that's always the first problem you're going to face, because the lack of control over your emotions will make you take actions that you're going to regret in the future. Yeah, so you should have control over your emotions once it comes to mental stability, when it comes to having control over your mental health. Another sign for mental strength is adapting to changes. Yeah, adapting to changes. You know, there are many people that are stereotyped. They are like, now this is how it has always been and it can never change. Oh boy, then that means you're still a child. The maturity of there is not yet there, because you will understand that by virtue of maturity, there are some things that normally nobody is supposed to tell you. You will just automatically understand that I'm supposed to change it at this level. I'm supposed to start doing it this other way. Yeah, that's something that many people fail to understand. They fail to reason it out. You know, they fail to construct the lining in the way it's supposed to be. But then, learn to adapt to changes. Okay, learn to adapt to changes. That's one clear sign that will make your mental stability be focused, because once you adapt to changes, you're able to move with the moving trends. You're able to change as scenarios change. You're able to bring forth new ideologies as situations change. That is one of the ways that makes your mental capability become strong and good enough to push forward. And lastly, you remain focused on your goal. You know, many people have the distraction problem. Distractions come as a result of weak control of your mind. Yeah, when you're not able to have absolute control of your mind, distractions normally will set in. So for you not to be distracted to an extent, you need to have control of your mind. You need to have control of your mind. So that's one sign to show that you're mentally strong, having focus on your goal despite the setbacks, despite the failures, despite the distractions. What's the target? The goal. You know, it's just like players in the football field. What's the ideology? Playing for 90 minutes. Even when they are losing the match, they know that all hope is not gone until the final whistle. That's mental strength. That's mental strength, because you're very much aware that you're being defeated. But what's the goal? Complete the match. Yeah, you know, it's not going to be like, okay, people are in the football field and because they are carrying a defeat already, they just wake up in the middle of the match and be like, we don't want to play again because the opposite team is winning. Of course not. You need to exercise that mental strength to push through to the end of the game. Stay focused. That's a sign of mental strength. This is the professional mindset.